My name's Duddy, set up builds and stuff. Today's video is a weapon video, all based around the mighty Heirloom. This is by far my favourite exotic, and I don't know why people don't run this more often. This thing with this build is going to absolutely slap. One shot, two shot champions depending on difficulty. We're going to be featuring, like I said, the Heirloom, loads and loads of extra damage. This thing absolutely slaps. We're going to be featuring Argent Quiver for buffing our bows out big time. We're going to be featuring Fortune's Favour for an overshield and a free 20% damage, plus the Argent Quiver as well. And we'll be featuring the promised gear set from the Salvation's Edge, which is going to give us stable resonance, which gives us 25% damage reduction, an extra 7% damage and exhaustion, and like a little solar explosion as well. So all these paired together is absolutely nuts. And then for even more damage, we're going to be pairing up with a Cauterized Darkness to get an additional 75% damage increase once you've got everything going, especially with the gear set. Like, this weapon just absolutely destroys. Now just watch what happens here to these poor Overlord champions to get absolutely rinsed. Stay with me, I'll break it down. So we'll start off with a Heirloom, exotic bow, solar, bolt thrower, unstoppable. This weapon fires high-powered explosive bolts. Unstoppable built in, good against unstopped champions. Got a bull whacker on there, aiming down sights for a period of time. Overcharges the next bolt fired, increasing the damage and the area of effect of each bolt charge level. So if you keep it aimed down, it does more damage basically, and if you hit the floor, it does like a big explosion. It's also got a cheeky catalyst on there that really makes this tick. It's got incandescent on there, so it spreads the scorching, and the bottom bit, direct hits with this weapon scorch the target. So it's basically like an exotic version of Burning Ambition, except it's a lot better. And then you also do an additional 10% against scorched targets. So the longer you aim down sights, the harder it hits, and you get an extra 10% against scorched targets. So just take a look at these numbers. 850, 651, you'll see a little bit better here. 850 and then a 651. Now what we're going to do is add in Cauterized Darkness, Stasis or Strand debuff non-boss combatants take increased solar damage from all sources. Obviously the bow's solar, so we're going to check that now. We're going to just do it with the Submersion bow, which fits in the build perfectly because this has got a chill clip, which is a Stasis debuff, don't forget. We've got some other things to show you as well, so I'm just going to stick the bow, add chill clip, and you'll see the damage increase. Hopefully add that freeze there, the chill clip, and you're going to see it ramp up to 1500 damage, guys. That is pretty naughty, and it's very easy to do. That's the Cauterized Darkness, literally almost tripling your damage, guys. Absolutely nuts. You can also add the Stasis debuff via Dustfield Grenade, via your Withering Blade. Of course, these are going to slow and freeze, but the main one is going to be Silence and Squall as well. That's a really good one. We've also got a Strand debuff to show you as well. So you can apply your Cauterized Darkness very, very easily with your abilities or the Submersion bow, chill clip weapons, things like that. Facet of Solitude is a really good one because it's going to apply the Strand debuff. When you get precision hits, it's going to sever the blast. It does a severing blast, it severs the target. This is obviously a Strand debuff, so that will also proc your Cauterized Darkness as well. You can see him glowing green there. That's the Facet of Solitude working. So you can apply Cauterized Darkness very, very easily from multiple different ways. Easy 75% damage increase. Add in a Seasonal Artifact perk where we're going to be able to get Radiant as well. Very, very easily. 20%. A few precision hits with a bow, you're going to get that too. You also just need to land 2 crits with this one, and this will give you armor charges as well on your bow, semi-auto striker, which actually feeds your Argent Quiver. Reloading a bow consumes 1 stack of armor charge, and it gives your next 3 shots of your bow something called a Godslayer Broadhead. So this basically buffs your bow out with a 35% damage increase, which is disgusting with your Cauterized Darkness. 105% damage increase just very easily, you'll see there. 2 precision hits. I've got my armor charge going, and you reload, you get your Godslayer Broadheads, and you're pretty much good to go. And if you aim a little bit faster, you can get that Radiant. I'm not proccing Radiant at the moment on purpose, but all you have to do is land a couple of crits, and you'll also get Radiant as well. So basically, just to break that down, we're going to get Radiant, 20%, your Godslayer Broadheads, your Cauterized Darkness, all stacking together, that's well over 120% damage increase just on its own. Now, let's add a bit of extra damage as well via the Fortune's Favour. This gives you Avoid Overshield, and it also gives heat bolt weapons an extra 20% damage. The Heirloom is a bolt heat weapon, so you get a free 20% extra damage, and this all stacks. So now you'll see the damage numbers have gone up even more. Ridiculous, a free 20% damage increase just for putting on a pair of boots, and it gives you a Void Overshield as well. Argent Quiver, your Godslayer Broadheads, Cauterized Darkness, Radiant, just absolutely humongous damage. The gear set I've been running with it is this one from the Salvation's Edge. It's not a, like, absolutely must-have, but what it states is when you defeat a powerful combatant, you get Stable Resonance, which grants damage resistance and increased weapon damage. You get an extra 7% damage on your weapon and 25% damage reduction just by killing a major. And then you also get a 600 damage blast that triggers an 8 meter radius, which exhausts targets, and it cooldown's about 2 seconds. But the most important thing is the damage reduction, and what happens is when you kill one of these mages, you're going to get that stable resonance on that left hand side, giving you an extra 7% damage. And what it does like a little explosion, which I'm going to show you in a minute, like an exhaustion. And don't forget, when enemies are exhausted, you get a 10% reduction because the enemies do 10% less damage to you. Just take stock a moment and just watch what's happening to these mages here. Just look at the state of it. They just get absolutely destroyed. Like, watch how much damage this is doing. Guys, that's like, I don't even know, like 3,000 of damage. Like, it's just absolutely crucial. Literally blowing their heads off. And you're also going to get that little exhaustion as well, which you'll see there, that little explosion there. That'll add to the damage with Heirloom as well, because Heirloom does like a bolt explosion as well. So you're doubling up on your explosions, really, with that free bit of exhaustion damage you get from the 4-piece as well. Plus, obviously, again, you get the 25% DR from the 2-piece and the extra 7% damage. So it all just works nicely. Warman gear set had obviously worked pretty well as well as a few others. But I really like this gear set with this, the exhaustion and explosions. Just doing them little extra pops like there. You see he's glowing red, exhausted. Like I said, works nicely. Once you've got it all working, explosion from the gear set killed that champion there. Now, again, I'll just show you it. It doesn't die, but then watch. Pop. There you go. That's the gear set. That's why I like running it. Really, really good. Charge your bolt thrower up, the old Heirloom, and it just absolutely wrecks in minus 50. Minus 30, sorry. What I'm going to tell you is minus 30. It is too strong. It's overpowered in minus 30 stuff. You don't need this build for that. But I just want to show you, and then I'll show you it working in the Vanguard alert as well, the GM. Watch what happens to these two champions here. Get the Cauterized Darkness on. You've got your Radiant procced. You're going to have your Godslayer Broadheads. And they're just getting absolutely wrecked. Really, really strong. And I actually tried the Parasite in here as well. And Parasite felt about the same as Heirloom. I am not joking you. Like, it just felt the same. I was 1-tapping and 2-tapping with Parasite. But I was 1-tapping and 2-tapping with a Heirloom. So it's like, may as well just run the Heirloom. Look at this. Gets absolute. Look at the damage numbers, guys. Absolutely crazy. You can kill barriers in minus 30 before they have time to put the shields up. You get that Cauterized going. Little tap extra. There you go. It's gone. Like I said, I have got some minus 40, minus 50 gameplay to show you. But I'll just quickly go over my aspects and then I'll show you that. So Gunpowder Gamble, I really like to run this one. It's just absolutely brutal, really good aspect. I like to run Stylish Executioner because we're going to be applying a lot of debuffs. So we've got Infinite Invisibility that adds to your survivability. The two sort of abilities, you can sort of chop and change if you want. You can run the Severing one, but I really like to run the two slower ones. Facet of Protection, you are going to get extra damage when you're surrounded, extra damage resistance. Facet of Dawn to get 5 seconds of Radiant, a free extra 20% damage when you throw your melee. I also like to run the Facet of Hope. This will give you loads of class ability when you've got an elemental buff, which you will have quite a lot of the time. Facet of Solitude, which we'll go on, this, which we've already said, this is like really good for the build. You're going to get Severing Blasts and Exhaust from the gear set, don't forget. Facet of Ruin, because we're going to be taking advantage of Stasis, Slowing Effects, Shattering, and obviously Solar Ignitions as well from the bow. So that works nicely. So all I'm going to do is just sort of leave this playing out now so you can see it working against some minus 40 gameplay as well. And just how easy it is, like how good it feels just to like one tap, two tap these enemies. It just feels really, really nice. Like I said, I tried Parasite in this Grandmaster as well. Now, just watch this anti-barrier champion here. He's got about half health, but you'll see there, it just literally finishes him off with pure ease. That's like everything stacking together. Like I said, it's not even hard to do, guys. As long as you keep hitting crits, you're going to stack up that damage. And all you got to do is throw one of your abilities or proc that Severing Blast, and you're going to easily proc that Cauterized Darkness. Let me know what you guys think of this video. Heirloom, absolutely slapping with this build. Get on it. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.